Hi everyone, good morning. It's nice to be back in our group. I thought I'd pop in this very early Sunday morning because a lot of things have happened in the past few months, but I would highlight the situation now in our public health, which is that more and more people are getting vaccinated, booster shots are becoming available. So I'm interested to find out who among the members of our group are still considering becoming a virtual assistant. Now that businesses are opening up, more and more work are becoming available, would you still consider a career in virtual assistance or working as a freelance, working online, working from home? Um, and why? Like, I would love to know in the comment section why you would still consider it, even if even if face-to-face work is becoming available. Because as we all know, if it's a traditional job, you can get benefits from there. And you get to interact with people in person compared to just working on your own from home, and you have to take care of everything. It's basically running your own business. So I'm interested to know what your thoughts are now that especially here in the Philippines. The US and Australia have already, like for them, it's like COVID is over unless you ride the plane. But here in the Philippines, we're starting to learn how to cope with it. We go out and wearing masks. We've had our vaccination. I see a viewer. Hi, good morning to you. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're having a good Sunday morning. Um, I would like to know that because the headline today that we have that I saw in Philippine Star, yes, I have subscribed to newspapers, is that there's another oil price hike. So diesel will increase by 6 pesos and 50 cents, and then gas will increase by 2 pesos and 70 cents. So yesterday I went to a gas station and my 2,000 pesos was not even enough to get a full tank for my compact vehicle. It's like, yes, jobs are becoming available, and yet you have price increases like the basic commodities, food, gasoline. So how is this playing in your world right now? What is the reality for you? And if you're already doing virtual work, I know some of you are already, have succeeded in the past year to get clients and start their business. They can really feel that, oh my goodness, I'm making money. How is this playing for you? So how does it affect the way that you run your business? Hi, good morning, DK. So let me know what your thoughts are, because for me personally, I've been quiet because I've been really busy with not just the agency. I was busy doing my client work. So that's taken up most of my time. So apologies if I haven't been here. Although my sister also support, Tina has been taking care of the posts here, welcoming the newcomers to our group. I've been busy doing that, but at the same time, I've had a lot of quite milestones, like good milestones that I'm really happy with. So for example, as a struggling entrepreneur, I've had credit card debt that I've been trying to get rid of for a long time. I was able to do that last month, May. So I celebrated a little bit yesterday by dining in a Japanese restaurant. So that's one thing. And then I've been able to save up, add to my savings, significantly. So the pandemic, in a way, has really helped me realize how important my time is and how I want to use my time. It used to be that, I would be more than happy to just work long hours because I'm paid on an hourly basis. But then there came a point where, okay, I have a baby now. I would like to, use my time wisely. Like there would be times, I don't know if this happens to you, there would be times when I'm taking care of my baby, and instead of enjoying her laughter, my mind is at work. or sometimes I'm at work and I would hear my baby in the other room crying for me, and I would be feeling really, really bad, really guilty. Or I'm working long hours and I'm saying to myself, I should have taken her outdoors for a walk so she can play. Or for example, I haven't read her a story today. So that's me. That was my struggle last year. That's why I really worked hard to put up a VA agency, because that way I would be able to partially make passive income. At the same time, I also worked hard in upskilling, adding to my skills so that I can charge higher rates. I've driven this before. If you've been here for a long time, I'm always saying invest in your training, in your skills, add skills so that you can charge higher rates. Because if you charge higher rates, you don't have to work as many hours in order to achieve your target income. Okay, so that's what I did in the past 6 to 8 months. Actually June, yeah, almost 1 year ago. So now I was able to recover. I was able to pay my debt, which I haven't been able to do when I was still just a VA, and I didn't have an agency, and my rate was still the old rate. But after I increased my rate and I also put up an agency, the additional income really helped me a lot to achieve my financial freedom. That's how it was for me. And for this coming 6 months, I'm looking forward to onboarding more virtual assistants in the agency. I interviewed two very talented people last week, and I can't remember how they saw me, how they found out about me, but they sent their resume and their portfolio, and I was really impressed. And I was very happy because when I spoke to them, we really jived, and it looks like we will be, we will work well together because our core values are aligned. So I'm looking forward to getting more people. If you're interested and if you've sent your resume to me and we haven't had like a meeting, please, I ask you to chase me up and follow up. And if you can resend your resume, just remind me that you've dropped your resume in my mailbox so that I can look it up, and ask me if you'd like to have an interview so that we can do that. Because this year I'd like to have more available virtual assistants who can support the agency, not just to do work for my clients or the agency's clients, but also I also need help in the agency. So I'll be basically your client also. So there, if you've ever been interested to work with me, if you like my attitude, my personality, if you think you'd like to work with me, then please drop me a message, and or send me an email at Luella, Louella, at digitalsavvies, digitalsavvies.com. So there, and then the last thing that I'd like to share with you is something that I was watching on YouTube yesterday, and it was about flow, being in a state of flow. It's a technical term that psychologists, I cannot pronounce his name right, but his first name is Mikhail. He's Russian, and he studied about the time when people perform and feel at their best. So usually when you see runners, it's like you're in a trance when you get to do something and you lose track of time or where you are, because you are enjoying what you're doing so much that's the flow. And then you become very, very productive, whether it's a creative pursuit or a physical activity. So you'll see this in runners, in people who are mountain climbers, who are engaged in risk related activities, or in the workplace. This happens when people are in brainstorming ideas, or someone is like just has the juice, the creative juices, and just everything flows. If you've seen in movies, like for example Beethoven, he would be like spending long hours at night composing music because he's in the flow. So what I learned from that YouTube video is that a state of flow is actually hackable. You can actually um, create an environment where you can be in a state of flow. I'm going to share the link below. I actually haven't finished it because I was just listening to it while I was driving. The first part of that video explains why this is so beneficial for people. Doesn't matter if you're a student, if you're a parent, if you're an entrepreneur, whatever it is that you do. It's important to have flow because it releases happiness like chemicals in your brain, and it also helps you in your wellness. Like when you enjoy doing something, of course you're happy, you know, and when you're happy, you live longer. So I wanted to share that first bit of it. Now, how to get to the state of flow? What I heard so far is that you have to have like the environment for it. For example, if you want to do something, dedicate 90 minutes for it. That's the ideal time. It doesn't have to be the whole day, but just dedicate 90 minutes for it. And they say that sometimes it can last the whole day. Your flow can last the whole day and sometimes up to 2 days. Can you imagine? And then that flow can increase a person's productivity by up to 400%. Can you imagine that? If you can multiply your productivity up to 400%. They also said that it's not true that we're only using just 10% of the brain, and then if we just, put in the effort, we can actually use up to 100%. The more productive we are, it means that we're using more of our brain cells. They said that that's actually not true. When you're enjoying what you're doing and you're very productive, you use less of your brain. Okay, so yeah, I hope you got that. So because you're enjoying something, there's less effort in your brain, right? So that disproves the theory that we're just using 10% of our brain, and if we want to be productive, we have to use more of it. So it's actually the reverse. Yeah. So I promise to share the link with you. That's basically it. So I hope that everyone is doing fine. We all have our own beliefs and things like that, but I'm hoping that soon everyone will be, will have the what you call this, the target vaccination rate, so that it will be safe for us. We will be like resilient in the face of COVID or any other pandemic that will come. I hope that at least in our group that we will have the open-mindedness to have vaccines so that the people around us will also be protected. And it goes a long way, because if we're protected and we're already a resilient, meaning we're prepared for any medical emergencies or like pandemic or another COVID that comes along. If we're open-minded and we listen to the health advice of the doctors, if we follow them and we wear our masks in public, let's not forget that. For example, especially if we're in an enclosed place, unless we're eating, of course. But if the advice is still to wear our masks, let's wear our masks, because it goes a long way. It keeps children safe. The children under 5 who still cannot be vaccinated, we're doing it for them also. And also, if we have loved ones who are not immunocompromised, but those who have conditions like if they have if they can get sick very easily, then when we wear a mask, it means we're caring for them also, whether we know this person or if it's someone else's loved one. So yeah, we have to not just live for ourselves, but when we do things, we also affect other people. We affect other people in everything that we do without us realizing it. I'm wishing you all a very wonderful Sunday. If you haven't done so, if it's been a very, very hectic week for you, like if it's been very stressful, you feel like your head is going to explode, or you can't breathe, I invite you to just take a moment and have deep breaths. I learned this from my client, George Thompson. And he has the rule called 4-7-8. So whenever you're feeling stressed or when you wake up in the morning, you can do 4-7-8 breathing. And it works like this. So you inhale 4 counts, and then you hold it for 7 counts, and then you exhale for 8 counts. So that's why it's called 4-7-8. To me, I realized when I did this when I have trouble sleeping at night. And it helps me because when at night my mind is thinking of so many things, and doing 4-7-8 helps me like put my brain in neutral. Like I don't have to think of the past, I don't have to think of the future worries, because it forces me to just focus on my breathing. And doing that for like, I don't know, 20 times really relaxes my brain. It expands my lungs, and it helps me breathe more easily. It slows down my heartbeat. So that's I'm sharing that with you. I hope that you can use that whenever you're feeling like you're stressed, something happened at work or in the family. Just take a few minutes and do your 4-7-8. And then also, if you'd like to solve a problem or be productive, have a look at that YouTube video that I was talking about. I'm going to share the video here. And then yeah, basically that's it. I hope that you have a wonderful Sunday, and that you have a very good week coming to you as well. Have a nice day. Bye.